Hey guys, welcome to this World of Warcraft mount guide. This is one of my first ones for a guide for World of Warcraft, and I'll explain what dungeons we are doing. So the next one we are going to do is Karazhan, and it's coming up. So in Karazhan, it only drops one one mount, and it's the Fiery Warhorse off of the Huntsman. It's a very low drop rate. It's pretty much slim, but you know it's quick for having a mage, because you just portal Stonard and you fly there and you hopefully get the mount. And so the next one is Solgarum, which is not too far from Karazhan. It takes a couple seconds to get there. So the first boss or second boss is Armor Rasashi Raptor. Is very low as well, like the Fiery Warhorse, and then it drops off the third boss from the Priestess, and is a Swisulian Panther. And just like the Armor Rasashi Raptor, it is also very low. So as you can see, I'm just trying to get there really quick. I speed up my videos so the guide won't be too long as I'm talking, and so I don't just jabber. But for these guys, I do prefer using a mage, so you can just portal around. So right now I'm actually at Zolomon. Just went to Silversun Forest, and then just ran down to Ghostland and got to Solomon. This one is also 100% guaranteed mount, and then it's pretty aesthetics, cool looking. I like it. It's actually one of my favorites. I can't believe I've never gotten it till like this guide. It surprised me, but yeah, what you have to do is you just gotta kill every boss and make sure you rescue every guardian, or not guardian. What am I talking about? Every prisoner, and that way you can also get other gear and gold. But the last boss, that's the prisoner that drops the boss. And right here I'm just like asking in my guild, like, hey, this gun takes forever, and apparently it bugs sometimes, and where you and Vol'jin have to hit the gun like right at once, which is pretty weird because I felt like I just did it 1,000 times. So right here I'm at the first boss, and it's to the west or the up north. And it's pretty simple. Since it's I think 85, yeah, Cataclysm heroic dungeon, you would disable the one shot. And also keep in mind, doing these dungeon or raids, make sure every raid, make sure it's under 25-man heroic. That way you get tons of gold and gear that you can sell or transmog. And that way also increases the chance of you getting the mount, because sometimes the mount can actually drop twice just because it's a 25-man. And so now we're up to the second boss. So no, third boss. It's pretty simple. You just run through, kill the trash, get to every prisoner like what I'm doing right here on my mage. That way that way you just get tons of gear. Like, look, my inventory is already full from just doing those few instants earlier. And that way you actually get a decent amount of gold, I remember, from these. I think they nerfed it, but I remember it used to be a few dozen of gold when this was live. And you can also get achievements too, which is pretty good. And some of the raids that I done, you can do the achievements for the raids, and you can also get the mounts from them. But I wasn't doing a guide for those achievements, but I will probably for the future, for just a mount guide series and figuring out. So this one, it just takes a while because she has to hit like almost every hour until like her sack drops, and once the sack drops, it will have the mount in there. And all these are pretty much soloable as long as you have a geared 100, probably around 660-ish. You should be able to do every heroic 25-man Cataclysm raid so far I'm aware. As right there, I just put it down as you have to kill every boss in order to get the last mount from Ragnaros, make sure it's on 25-man heroic. That's the only way you can get the mount. I'm pretty sure 10-man heroic, but that's less of a chance to get. And so on the third boss, she also drops the mount, but it's not in dungeon drill. But I think it drops off of Alley Razor. And it's just the third boss. It's a ground mount. It looks like the Raven Talion from Anzu from Synthetic Halls, but it's just on fire, but higher definition. It looks pretty neat. I saw a couple people with it, and it's a really rare one. Just because it's one of the mounts with the lowest drop rates. Even when this was live, not many people have. I think on my realm, when I used to be on Dagger Spine, US server, I think only a few people. I know one of my friends had it who rated hardcore. But on this boss, make sure you grab all the feathers. That's why you can only kill them. Make sure even for these raids, make sure you have a high bursty DPS or a really dot dependent class like Affliction Warlock or Booming. Just because sometimes when you're soloing these, you'll be stunned for like 30 seconds just because how the old mechanics are, and you can't get out of them without immunity. So make sure you're also like a paladin or a mage that you can ice block and remove the stun. So just beware for those mechanics. So right here I'm just killing I think this is the fourth boss. It's not a linear dungeon, so I'm just going off by the dungeon journal. So right here coming up is getting to the second loss. I think it's Staghelm. Major Dormu Staghelm, I'm pretty sure that's his name. Just be aware, just get out of the red circles and kill like the second spawn he makes. Cause I almost died when I did this last week, and he also has a lot of health, so be aware of that. So as you can see, I move away from the fire novas that he spawns, and also killing the tiger that he spawns. And so that way you don't take that much damage, because yeah, like I said, you can die for a minute and it won't be good. This fight does take a while. He has incredible amount of health, honestly. I'm surprised. He has like double amount than Ragnaros, but I'm pretty sure there was a mechanic where if you avoid damage, your damage increases by concentration. Like the buff you get is called concentration or something like that. I've never done these raids on heroic or even normal during content. I didn't know much raiding then, but I got really into it once Miss Pandaria dropped. I find Ragnaros a really cool fight, just because the three guys to drag him out of the fire pit, and then he's just like, well, I can walk, and then he just gets out. I think it's what's his name, Cenarius, and then there's the druid guy and the night elf dude. Shit, I forget what their names are. But yeah, most of these are really quick, but I'm pretty sure I didn't got them out there. No, it's also very low. The only one I saw that was guaranteed was the Hermione Battle Bear. And right here in Nixiolair, and I already got the mount like the second try, which is pretty lucky, but it's a similar low drop rate mount, and it looks pretty cool. It looks just like a Nixian, but it's not really a high def Drake mount, but it's pretty worth it. And here in Dragon Soul, I try to solo it on 25-man heroic, and it's nearly freaking impossible to do the spines by yourself unless you're like a tank or with somebody else. If you're with somebody else, then the spines will be a joke if you can coordinate well. But right here in Vortex Pinnacle, he drops off the second boss, and it's pretty simple. Just make sure once you kill him, you jump off the edge, and it'll send me back to the entrance. Yeah, but about Dragon Soul, you can solo up to I think it's the fifth boss, Aldraxian. He drops a mount, so you can also get that mount from him. And right now I'm in Alakir. I forget what this raid's called. I just can't think of the top of my head. But yeah, just remember, just make sure it's in 25-man heroic. Just increases the chance a lot more. You just have to, so for the first boss, you just have to kill everyone very quickly before the spell goes off. And right there, I almost got knocked off by the wind. I luckily blank just right in front of me, so I didn't get knocked off and had to restart killing every boss. But yeah, just make sure you use the little slipstream to fly into the center and just kill all the Curies. It's really quick. I think right here I was just looking. Yeah, I was just making sure what mounts dropped off from what's it called, Dragon Soul. So yeah, make sure you use the slipstream, drop, kill out here. It's very quick fights. Most of these are just really quick fights of 30 seconds to like a minute at least. So yeah, like my guy is around 697 because I raid in a mythic group. So I have pretty good gear, so I can burst a lot. But as long as you're around 660, it should be quick. And classes I prefer for this is like Paladin and Mage, because Mage you can teleport all around the world really quickly, get to each raid. That's what I did for most of them. And you can fly to AQ40. And this, what I'm doing is I'm actually like going to place to place, and it's just a really quick route. Just get through all these raids and getting all the mounts really quick. So here's AQ40, man. Make sure you don't go to the one that's like right the front entrance. Go to the one that's the furthest one, and that's the 40, man. And it drops all mounts. They'll always drop. It's 100% guaranteed. Yeah, it's just on trash mobs. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully this guy helps you get mounts, and we'll make another video for other dungeons and raids where you get mounts. And yeah, thanks. Cheers.